Welcome back, RABID Noise. Joining me on the show now is John Sankey from Devil You Know. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate you having me.
Oh, well, it's good to talk to you again, man. Well, you were just here recently for the Soundwave tour, and how was that?
Yeah, it was really cool, dude. We had a blast, you know. We weren't really sure what to expect. We were kind of in an unusual situation, I guess, where, you know, we were playing with all these great bands in this huge festival and billed really highly, but no one even knew our music. You know, there was like literally one demo online. So, you know, it was definitely an unusual situation, but I guess it was cool and it went really well.
Yeah, well, the buzz beforehand, especially down here, you know, everyone was really pumped to see you guys and see what you guys had to offer, and it didn't disappoint. You guys put on such a great set in Brisbane that a lot of people were just like, yeah, can't wait for the album. It wasn't released, as you said, there was just a demo. Were you guys nervous about the reaction and how it was going to go?
Oh, you know, I wouldn't say that we were nervous about it. I think just uncertain. You know, I guess because no one knew the music, we kind of had free reign. You know, it really didn't matter. But seeing the reaction and, you know, people getting into it, obviously without knowing it, you know, that was really cool, and obviously just solidifies that we're onto something, you know, really cool, and, you know, the tunes work live, and obviously for us, that was the first tour that we'd done, so just to get out on stage and be introduced in front of those crowds was awesome, you know, kind of thrown in the deep end, but well worth it, and good experience, and away we go.
Man, well, I definitely think it all worked out for you, considering the response and the word of mouth. It's all been positive, you know. It's something that I don't think anyone's seen before, you know. So, being that, how did the band come about to begin with? Who came up with the idea?
Well, Francesco and I, Francesco, the guitar player, he and I have known each other for years, just from playing around the local LA scene. You know, obviously me with Devolved, and he was in a couple of other local bands. So, yeah, he and I just became friends, and at some point, I guess, you know, quite a few years ago, man, you know, we're talking probably 3 or 4 years ago, we started just chatting about, hey, you know, let's get together and jam and, you know, just write a few tunes just for fun. You know, it was purely there was never any motive or intention behind it. It was just to jam out something different, do something completely different to obviously Devolved and then All Shall Perish, and, you know, just something very new for both of us. So once we started doing that, we wrote, you know, a handful of songs, and then we had a time out, and just in between our own touring, I guess, we would get together and just write more stuff. And as we wrote more songs, we thought, you know, this is some really cool stuff. We should definitely do something with it. You know, we don't know what, but just do something, and you know, just not shelf it, because we thought it was certainly worthwhile. And just through mutual friends, I sent on some demos, and my friend passed it on to Howard, and he heard it, and long story short, he and I started talking on the phone and by email back and forward, and he was like, you know, I'm going to fly out to LA, man, let's work on this stuff. So we were like, all right, let's do it. And I mean, you know, it was quite a process, but it really was that simple. You know, we just talked about it here and there, and then it was like, all right, let's get together. And once we got together and Hojo laid some vocals down and we kind of heard the material, we were like, you know, let's do something with this. You know, we've got to do something. And yeah, all of a sudden, I mean, it's kind of taken off. You know, it's definitely taken a life of its own, that's for sure. I don't think any of us expected that this would happen, but, you know, we're here doing it, man.
It's awesome, man. I got to say, I've heard the album, and it's amazing. It's such a great album. And, you know, The Beauty of Destruction, it's due out here on April 25th, and it's just gonna explode. Was there a moment when you just thought that you look back and you go, this is it, this is going to be something really, really special? As you said, you were talking about, but can you remember that moment when that sort of hit you?
I would say there was definitely a couple of days when we were in the studio recording with Logan Mater, and just to kind of hear everything come together, once the vocals were there and everything was tracked and, more of the production side was coming together, just to hear it all near completion, I think that's when each of us were like, holy shit, this is, this has just turned out amazing. I mean, the really cool thing about this whole process was there was just no expectation. And when I say that, I mean on the music and also on what this band would even do. So we just kind of let it take its course. And, musically, it turned out, in our opinion, and hopefully everyone else's, really well. And obviously now touring, we've got a lot of things going on. Everyone seems really interested. There's a lot of attention. So it's just happened very naturally, and we didn't force anything. We just wrote what we wanted to write, and everyone seems to be digging it.
Oh, for sure, and it's turned into a monster. It's funny how you're just having a jam with some mates, and it's just all seemed to come together like that. It's quite a cool story.
Yeah, it's definitely fairly unique. That's for sure. I mean, I guess given the people involved, each of us have done this for a long time now, man. I did it in Australia for a long time before I came over here to America, and I've worked my arse off over here, and always kept busy, always been involved with the scene, and surrounded myself, with other musicians who have always been productive as well. So, obviously working with Francesco and Howard, I mean, come on, who's not going to want to hear that? So it was up to us to make sure that when people do hear it, it's going to be some quality stuff, that it's going to stand up to what everyone thinks it should be.
Talking about, you mentioned Devolved. What's going on with Devolved at the moment?
Well, not a lot. I mean, I just had to put everything on hold. Like, in the past, I would say, year to 18 months, probably 18 months, Devil, has been pretty much my life, 24/7. Whether it's writing music, emails, phone calls, traveling, whatever it is, it's just consumed all of my time. Once we had actually started working on this, and obviously Francesco and I were writing for the Devil stuff even before I did the last Devolved album, Reprisal. So when I did Reprisal, I knew that after that a lot of time would have to be committed to this. So I did expect there would be quite a break there. But probably didn't expect that it was going to be so intense and so long term. But my plan now is, because there's going to be quite a bit of touring on the road, I'm just going to start writing and working on ideas for the next Devolved. And just when I can, man. I mean, it's certainly something that I'll always do. But the beauty of it is it's something I can just do in my own time and work with other people on it, when we have the time. And, there's no reason to kind of force it or push it. I'll do it when I can, and it's something that I'll always do.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to hear some more Devolved stuff as well. It's two awesome musical projects there going at the same time. That's, both really good bands. And, I think that's awesome, man. I all the respect to you.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
well, considering, man, I used to go and see you play when I was, down here on the coast, and Devolved, right. And it's awesome to see, one of our own down here, going out there and kicking ass all over the world, man. It's we're all really proud of you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I mean, it's just, I've always had it in me, I just don't know what else I would do. Even when back at the coast when we started Devolved, it was just that I was just so passionate, and it's the one thing that that I just always wanted to strive for. And it's a funny thing, because I guess it's like anything, you get to a certain point, and that was the point where you always wanted to be at. And then when you kind of get there, you're like, well, okay, now you want to move on to the next achievement and the next. And it's like, I don't know whether you ever actually quite get there. But it is nice to look back, and it's like, you achieved a lot. And if if someone would have told me years ago that I would be over here doing this and with the people that I'm working with and all the things I've done, I would have been like, holy shit, I die a happy man. That's way beyond what I would ever think. But, you just want to keep on keeping on, and, it makes me happy. Music's my thing, so it's nice to be appreciated. But, it makes me happy, man.
That's so cool to hear, man. Well, what's your plan after the release? You got more touring coming up? You're going to head down back to Australia?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know when that'll happen, but right now we're in rehearsals. We're in LA at the moment, and we're doing rehearsals for a tour that we leave in a couple of days. We're doing the US for 7 weeks with Black Label Society and Down. So, that's like 40-something shows.
That sounds like one hell of a party, man. Black Label, Down, you guys, you're going to need some time to recover after that one for sure.
Well, we get a couple of weeks off when that tour finishes. No doubt they'll probably be filled in with something else to do. And then we go to Europe and the UK, and we do a handful of the festivals and club shows over there, which, that's going to be amazing. We do Sonosphere and Grass Pop, Tusker, and all these. So it's going to be awesome, man. We'll get to mix it up with some massive bands on those bills. So it's going to be a blast. And by that stage, everyone will know the record. So we can't wait, man. There's going to be a lot of touring. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to see what's next for you guys after that. Well, we're going to go to the opening track, A New Beginning, from The Beauty of Destruction now. Thanks for taking the time to chat to us tonight, John. And, absolute best of luck with Devil You Know, and keep flying the flag for metal in Australia.
Always, man. I appreciate you having me, mate. Thanks for your time.